45 days. The
Like
clock's
that. Okay.
ticking on the ban.
Okay. Tick-tock. The clock is ticking for TikTok thanks to Donald Trump putting a ban in 45 days on the parent company ByteDance. But if you thought that that was their only issue, you're wrong. They're also being sued for patent infringement. Welcome to the Stuff You Should Know About IP podcast. I'm here with Tom Colson. And Tom, can you please share your thoughts on the patent infringement lawsuit that TikTok's competitor Triller has filed in recent days? I think just in the last couple weeks. I know you had a chance to look at it a little bit, but what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, well, first of all, I love TikTok because what TikTok does for me is it gives me a bonding opportunity with my daughters because they are 20, 20, and 21, and they're on TikTok all the time. So one of my kids almost every night comes up to my room and shows me her favorite TikToks of the day. Now, it's scary that she has favorite TikToks of the day because that means she's on it every day. But it's pretty cool for me because I get to hang with her and I get to see really good singers on TikTok and that. But, you know, so what's happening? First of all, what is TikTok, right? TikTok is taking the world by storm. It's like if you've been watching over the past 10 years, I think Twitter emerged in like 2008, 2009. All these new social media platforms pop up and disappear. Do you remember something called the Vine?
Oh, I remember Vine.
Vine, right?
Yeah.
So Vine is gone. I mean, we actually had it in a training video and had to redo the video because it disappeared so fast.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's like MySpace. Remember MySpace?
Oh, I remember MySpace, yeah.
Okay, so these things come up now, and right now the hot thing is TikTok, and it's so hot. There are, in the US, there's 100 million users. In the world, there's 800 million users. Imagine that. There's like 7.5 billion people, 800 million users. That's like 1 out of every 10 people on the planet is a user of TikTok, okay? Insane. I mean, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So TikTok's facing a few problems right now, though, and they could go the way of the Vine, right? Or Vine. Is it the Vine or Vine?
I can never remember. Vine.
It's been so long, right? We don't know anymore.
Yeah.
But the point is, it could have a problem because, number one, you know, Trump is issuing a ban in 45 days on its use because it's a security risk, or at least that's the allegation. Because it's not just the data that they're downloading that we're giving them, like my daughter's doing dances on TikTok and a whole bunch of people singing on TikTok and mostly meaningless stuff, but they're calculating our faces, right? They're capturing all this data about us, not just what we say, but what we look like, right? And they say they're storing it on US servers if they're from the US, but who knows? I mean, this is a Chinese-owned company, and the fact is China is not a capitalist. I mean, it's a free market in some ways, but there's a lot of government control, and it concerns not only the US, but also other countries. India has banned TikTok. I saw that other countries like Japan, Pakistan, Indonesia, Hong Kong, I mean, other companies are considering bans on TikTok as well. So something must be going on. I mean, it can't just be that our president is paranoid because there's other countries doing it. It seems to me that something's going on. But anyway, so not only are they getting hit with that, but they're getting hit with patent infringement, right? There's a company in the US called Triller, and Triller is essentially the main competitor to TikTok. Have you heard of Triller, Ray?
Not until I read the article that they were suing TikTok for patent infringement.
Yeah, me too. I had never heard of Triller either, but I should have heard of it because Triller has like 130 million users as well.
Yeah.
So they're not as big as TikTok, but they're getting big very quickly. So anyway, Triller has a problem with TikTok, and that is Triller has a United States patent. Maybe they have it, maybe they filed, you know, throughout the world. You could do that with a PCT filing that enables you to designate like every country, and then over the period of like 30 months, you can nationalize in whatever countries are feeling good about.
What does PCT stand for?
Patent Cooperation Treaty.
Okay.
So
you file a PCT and you get a patent in many countries.
Well, no, you file through the PCT. So you start in one country and you file through the PCT, and that gives you the opportunity to check off the boxes of like every nation in the world that's part of the PCT, and there's like 170 countries or something like that.
Okay.
Then, now it costs money to file everywhere, right? All you're doing is designating. Then you nationalize when you're ready, and you can get all kinds of worldwide filing. They might have done that. I'm guessing they probably did that. Triller's doing very well. But right now, their big issue is that TikTok is violating a patent that they have. And the problem for TikTok is this is a big feature. I mean, my kids use it all the time. Everyone uses it all the time. Essentially, their patent, and I'm going to simplify this. There's a whole bunch of words in this claim. And as you know, Ray, what is the claim? The claim defines the property. It defines the property right.
Yeah.
The metes and bounds of a piece of property. It defines what you can keep people from copying, right?
Yeah. And every word is important.
Oh, yeah, every word. I mean, there's this book that probably like 30 of us in the world have read, and I'm one of them. It's called Strunk and White. Basically, it's like the Bible on grammar and stuff like that. And I think it comes from that, where there's a phrase, let each word tell. And that's very important in writing, right? I mean, if you're writing legal briefs or novels or self-help books, let each word tell. Don't bore people, right? Because we got to get to the point in this world, right? Nowhere is that as meaningful as in a patent claim, because every word is analyzed. When you try to enforce your patent, every single word will be analyzed to death for its meaning and for its contribution to your property right, right? Yep. So in this case, there's a bunch of words, and I'm not going to talk about all of them, but there's 3 basic elements in their broadest claim, one of which is you can select an audio track, okay? The second thing is you could do a whole bunch of takes, like a whole bunch of video takes. You can do like 25 takes if you want. Then they have this green screen button that enables you to kind of like mash them all together, and it syncs up the video and the audio, right? Now, everyone is doing that on TikTok, okay? There are millions of these TikTok videos out there that do that exact thing. They're suing them for patent infringement over that. And if they win, I mean, it's such a great feature, it could be crippling to TikTok. So not only is TikTok being punched in the face by the US, by India, maybe by Japan, maybe by Hong Kong, maybe by other nations, and they're banning them, but they're being punched in the face again by Triller, right? Yep. And if they prevent them from using that feature, it's going to hurt. And here's what's happening, though, right now. Knowing, I don't know what's worse. I mean, what's worse, the patent infringement case or being banned in the US? Because right now, you know what people are doing? 2 things are happening. One is there's a whole bunch of videos on TikTok right now teaching people how to get around the ban. You know, setting up a VPN so it looks like you're coming in from another country, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But more than that, people are switching over to Triller, right? Because Triller isn't going to be banned. And people are so fickle. How hard is it to switch from TikTok to Triller? I mean, you know the expression, easy come, easy go? TikTok came out of nowhere, and it's the most popular app in the world. I don't even think anyone heard of it 2 years ago. Was it even out there 2 years ago?
No.
I mean, it was Instagram. It was Twitter. It was...
I want to know, though. I want to know when TikTok came on the scene.
Yeah, so the point is, they could be just, how hard is it on an app? Now, Facebook is hard to get off of, right? Because what was it, Ray?
Oh, no. That's initial release was September 2016.
Okay, 16, initial release.
Yeah.
So in 4 years, they've like taken the world by storm. But think about it. If you are Facebook, you have all your contacts, all your history on Facebook. It's hard to disappear from Facebook.
Right.
But TikTok, at least the way a lot of kids are using it, including my own, they're just watching videos and posting videos, right? They could just as easily switch to Triller, or they could just easily switch to the Ray-G, which is probably the next one. That's you, Ray. Ray Guarneri.
Yeah, that I'm currently working on a
Ray-G
social
app,
media
right?
platform.
They could switch to the Ray-G app anytime, and it'll be the new thing. So I think it's really dangerous for TikTok because of not. I mean, the patent infringement thing could be deadly to them, but the ban. If enough people switch over to Triller, they might just forget about TikTok like they forgot about Vine, right?
Right.
And they forgot about other apps that have kind of like gone the way of the dinosaur.
So here's my question to you, because it's interesting how both things kind of tie together, and they seem unrelated, but I mean, obviously Triller is aware that TikTok, their biggest competitor, and supposedly theft of their ideas,
Right.
of their technology. Their Triller is aware that TikTok is being banned in several countries, in more than a handful, it sounds like. So they're probably keeping their eye out and trying to, strategize to pull those users in those countries onto
and
their
laughing
platform.
and drinking,
And
right?
yeah, and smoking cigars out on their
Right.
patio, So,
Right.
I mean, I guess it's interesting how these things are somewhat unrelated, but also have to be kind of related in a way, at least the timing of them, right? Because in recent weeks, there's been the talks of Microsoft wanting to acquire the U.S. interests of TikTok, and right around the time of the announcement of the ban. So now my question to you, with all of these things kind of layered in, is, I mean, we can only speculate, but what do you think the conversations between, executive leadership at Microsoft and their patent council and IP leaders at
and President
Microsoft,
Trump.
like, what do you think they're talking about right now in the boardroom with all that's going on? Like, is TikTok worth it for them at this point anymore?
That's a great question because, the price is probably way down now, right? I mean,
The stock has taken a hit, yes, of the
yeah,
parent.
so
Yeah.
it's probably a good time to buy. But then the question is, if you buy it, you're walking right into this patent infringement lawsuit.
Yeah.
Now
that's yes.
And it could be deadly. Now, keep in mind, there's two basic defenses to a patent infringement case, right? One is I'm not infringing, okay? I'm not infringing. You look at the claim, you look at all the elements of the claim, and I don't do all those things. I do some of those things, but I don't do all of those things. And if I don't do all of those things, I don't infringe, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Number two is, okay, I might theoretically infringe, but your patent should be invalid because you should have never gotten it in the first place, because the stuff that you have in your patent was obvious at the time you filed your patent application based upon what's already out there in the world, right? So we don't know, because Tom and Ray are just sitting here. I just got these things, these links you sent me 20 minutes ago. So I'm sure that TikTok is hiring some great patent search firms looking for prior art to invalidate these Triller patents. And I'm sure that they're coming up with some great defenses as to why they don't infringe. So, and they're going to fight hard, because they can't lose this feature, at least if it's what it seems to be. They can't lose this feature, but they might be gone anyway. If everybody goes over to Triller,
right.
Although who knows? Everybody goes over to Triller, and then it's like the ban's up. Microsoft buys them and the ban's up. And now they're like, let's go back. Let's use both. I mean, it's so easy to download these apps. It's so easy to use them. I mean, just before this video, I wanted to learn how to actually make a video on TikTok. So I had one of my kids come over, and she was showing Ray and Tom for like 5 minutes, and we made a video, right? They're not hard. They're so easy. That's why they're becoming so ubiquitous. I mean, it's because they're so easy, right? But if they're so easy, that means you can switch over to another easy one very easily, right?
Right.
So
yeah.
I think it's going to be a really interesting next 45 days to see what Microsoft does with TikTok, what the US ends up doing, and what happens to their user base, and what happens to Triller.
Right.
I think it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, it's kind of a mess, and it's kind of complicated.
Well, the funny thing is, Ray, we're talking about building our own brand, right? And getting executive IP and the Colson Law Group out there.
Yeah.
I just created a whole bunch of 45-second scripts so that we could do a bunch of TikTok videos,
Right.
I mean, we were just about to launch a whole ton of TikTok videos that we're going to launch every day, because it's a market we're not hitting right now. I mean, we're still going to do it on Triller, but the point is, that's how changing this landscape is with respect to social media. Maybe not the stalwarts like Facebook, but for all these up and down ones, it could go, you could lose everything overnight if with something like a ban and a patent infringement suit. And I'm not saying a US ban is a trivial thing that could just happen to anyone.
Right,
and I'm not saying a patent infringement suit is a trivial thing, because that's an expensive proposition and you need a patent. But it just goes to show how vulnerable these social media companies are to the fickleness or the easy come, easy go nature of humanity right now. And these apps, how great and easy they are.
Right. And another thing too that I didn't consider is that for Microsoft, TikTok, I mean, I don't know, but it seems like even though TikTok is a giant right now, that it could just be a pimple to Microsoft. It could just be one of a dozen things that they're looking at right now. And, that could either be a good thing for TikTok because they might say, oh, it's worth the risk. We'll give it a try. Maybe we'll buy it. Maybe we win the patent infringement case, and then we buy it. The ban doesn't happen. We're happy in the end. Or it could just be, it wasn't that big of an opportunity in the first place. We'll pass. Okay,
so I just did a quick search, and it says ByteDance's private valuation is reportedly around $110 billion, okay?
That's the parent, right?
But one analyst said it could fetch a valuation of up to $180 billion in initial public offering, okay? TikTok's owner's value surpasses $100 billion. So this is a big number, right?
Right.
So
that's the parent,
what's
though.
What's the value of Microsoft?
Is that the value of TikTok? What else? I actually don't know what else ByteDance owns.
ByteDance owns? Right. So let's see. What is the value of Microsoft? I don't know how much these companies are valued.
This story is
I just saw an article from last year that I'm just looking on Google right now. It says it's a $1 trillion company.
So Forbes says that TikTok's valuation is $50 billion. This was from July 29th.
Okay, yeah, I read an article from before the patent infringement lawsuit and Trump.
So TikTok would be like about half of ByteDance's what they have. I don't know what else they own.
But $50 billion is an enormous number.
Yeah. I wouldn't say
Microsoft, it's an enormous number. Because even if Microsoft is worth $1 trillion, which is the one article I just read, it's still a lot. I mean, that'd be 5% of the value, and I don't think they're worth $1 trillion. I don't think any company's yet worth $1 trillion, are they? Wasn't Amazon supposed to be the first one?
I don't know. Now we're venturing into unknown territory here. But
wait, I'm just looking to see, what was Instagram purchased for? Well, Instagram purportedly has $100 billion valuation as well. What were they purchased for?
And Instagram also just released a feature. I think Instagram's owned by Facebook now, right? They just released a feature that that is similar to what TikTok does, which is interesting because who knows now if they're going to get a patent infringement suit from Triller.
Oh, right. Yes, that's right. The video that I was watching was saying that they're going to go after a bunch of other companies as well. Okay, Instagram was purchased by Facebook in 2012 for $1 billion, okay? Now they purportedly have a value of $100 billion. I mean, I don't know where these valuations come from because I doubt they're making money to support that, but they're getting a lot of users. So,
right.
But anyway, these are big numbers, right?
Yeah, it's not.
Imagine the crash of a big number like this, right? It would be stunning. I wonder what Triller's valuation is.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how this plays out. I think we're going to need to do a follow-up to this podcast in 45 days.
We've got to. We've
46
got to do that. Okay, so Triller, I just did a search on Triller, and I mean, who knows how accurate these links are, but they're worth $1 billion. Triller's worth $1 billion right now, right? So imagine how much smaller Triller is than TikTok. But I read an article that Triller has like 150 million users and TikTok has 800 million users, right? So Triller's clearly on the way up.
Right.
So anyway, I think you're right. We've got to do a follow-up on this one, Ray, in 45 days.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of speculation in this podcast about what's going to happen with this, with TikTok. But it's all really interesting to kind of scope this out and and sort of forecast what's going to happen. Now we'll just have to
our TikToks. Yeah, let's make our TikToks fast, Ray.
While we've still got the time.
Right,
while
exactly.
It's still available to us. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining us in and listening to us chat about TikTok and the potential ban that looks like it might possibly happen, as well as on top of that, another punch in the face, patent infringement suit from Triller. So thanks for tuning in. If you enjoy the podcast, if you like hearing about intellectual property, please hit the share button, like button, the comment, share your thoughts, all of the above. Just remember, be nice in the comment section. We're fans of both TikTok and Triller. We're not taking any sides here.
Yeah, be nice. Be nice. That's a good theme. Be nice.
Be nice.